Look at your gear. You paid $300 for that tactical survival knife. You think it makes you prepared. But on day 14 of a grid-down scenario, when you strike a frozen log and that blade snaps in half, your credit card cannot save you. Amazon Prime isn't coming. When the supply chains die, the modern prepper panics because their gear is broken. But a true survivalist knows that broken steel isn't garbage, it is just waiting to be reborn. Today, we are going back to the Iron Age. I'm going to show you 7 ancient off-grid blacksmithing techniques to repair, forge, and restore broken tools using nothing but dirt, fire, and stone. Forget the power tools. It is time to forge your own survival. Technique number 1. The ground forge and normalizing. You don't need a massive steel anvil or a propane forge to work metal. Our ancestors used the earth. By digging a small trench, lining it with clay or flat stones, and using a hollow reed or bamboo as a blowpipe, you can force enough oxygen into a charcoal fire to melt steel. But before you hammer a broken blade, you must normalize it. Heating the broken steel to a dull red and letting it cool slowly in the air removes the internal stress. If you skip this, your cold steel will shatter like glass the second you hit it. You have to kill the metal before you can bring it back to life. Technique number 2, hot rasping. So your axe edge is severely chipped and you don't have an electric grinder. An amateur will sit there for days trying to file cold steel. The ancient way is hot rasping. When steel reaches a bright orange heat, it becomes pliable. Using a dense, sharp-edged river rock or another piece of scrap iron, you can literally scrape and peel the hot metal away. You can re-bevel a completely destroyed axe head in minutes just by scraping it while it's glowing. Fire does the heavy lifting. You just guide it. Technique number 3. Primitive Fire Welding. If your broken tool snaps completely in half, riveting won't hold up to heavy chopping. You need a true fusion. You don't need a welding torch. You bring both broken ends up to a blinding, sparkling white heat. At this temperature, steel becomes sticky. You overlap the broken ends on a flat rock, your primitive anvil, and strike them together with a heavy stone hammer. The sheer force and extreme heat weld the molecules back together. The weapon becomes one solid piece again. Technique number 4. Hot punching. If you are forging a new tomahawk out of scrap metal, you need a hole for the wooden handle. Power drills don't exist in a blackout. Heat the steel until it is bright yellow. Take a hardened metal spike or even a chiseled piece of dense granite. Place it where you want the eye of the axe and drive it through with a heavy hammer. The hot steel will part like butter. You expand the hole by driving thicker stakes through it until your wooden handle fits perfectly. Technique number 5. Cold hammering. You have shaped your weapon, but the edge is thick and dull. You don't put it back in the fire for this. By taking a smooth, rounded stone and rapidly tapping the very edge of the cold metal against your anvil stone, you compress the molecular structure. This packs the steel tightly together, thinning it out into a razor-sharp, dense edge. It is a primitive technique dating back to the Bronze Age, but it creates an edge that will easily slice through flesh and wood. Technique number 6. Drawing out. When you fire weld a broken tool, that joint is a massive stress point. If you chop wood with it immediately, it will snap again. You have to draw out the steel. Heat the fire welded area and use your hammerstone to stretch and thin the metal along the spine. This redistributes the shock. By tapering the thickness, you ensure that the force of your strikes travels smoothly through the whole tool instead of building up at the repair site. You are engineering strength back into the weapon. Technique number 7. The most critical step. The quench and temper. Your tool is shaped, but right now it is soft. If you try to use it, it will bend in half. You must lock in the strength. Heat the blade to a cherry red, just until a magnet no longer sticks to it. Then, plunge it straight down into water or oil. This rapid freeze locks the carbon inside the steel, making it incredibly hard. But it is now too brittle. To finish it, you must temper the blade. Hold it high above the coals, letting it warm up slowly until the metal turns a deep golden straw color. This bakes flexibility back into the core. Your broken trash is now a lethal hardened survival tool. The steel is reborn. Knowledge is true survival. An amateur looks at a broken knife and sees a tragedy. They panic because they cannot just click add to cart. But the wolf looks at broken steel and sees the potential for a new, sharper edge. What are you gonna forge when the lights go out? Stop relying on the system. Start building your skills. Hit subscribe. Welcome to the den.